Hi everyone, in this video I'd like to share brief information about what and how audits conducted in the accounting profession. So, what is audit? An audit is basically assessing a condition based on certain criteria. How the audit process is carried out? The audit process is basically comparing conditions to be assessed against established criteria. Next question. What the conditions assessed? What the criteria used to assess? Who can do an assessment? What the types of audit carried out in the accounting professions? How the conclusions of the audit? Let's answer all the questions. What the conditions assessed? Here are examples of conditions. First, presentation of financial statement, both in company, agency, institution, or organization. Second, organizing activities in company, agency, institution, organization. Third, implementation of statutory regulations, agreements, or contracts. Fourth, certain conditions that need to be convinced. Next, what the criteria used to assess. Here are examples of criteria. First, generally accepted accounting principles. Example in Indonesia, accounting principles that have been standardized into Indonesian financial accounting standards, and accounting principles that have been standardized into government accounting standards. Second, the level of efficiency, effectiveness, and economy in organizing activities. Third, provisions in statutory regulations, agreements, or contracts. Fourth, certain criteria that have been set, agreed, or enforced. Next, who can do an assessment? In general, everyone who meets the requirements in the audit standards can do an assessment. Here are examples of audit standards in Indonesia. Public Accountant Audit Standards, established by Indonesian Public Accounting Institute. State Financial Audit Standards, established by Indonesian Supreme Audit Board. Indonesian Government Internal Audit Standards, established by Indonesian Government Internal Auditor Association. Next, what are the types of audits? According to Article 4 of Indonesian Law Number 15, 2004, there are three types of audits. First, financial audit or general audit. Second, performance audit. And third, audit with specific objectives. Next, how does the type of audit in the description above? First, financial audit. Conditions assessed in financial audit is presentation of financial statements, where the criteria used is generally accepted accounting principles. In Indonesia, Indonesian Financial Accounting Standards or Government Accounting Standard. Second, performance audit. Conditions to be assessed are organizing activities, implementations of statutory regulations, agreements, and contracts. The criteria used are the level of efficiency, effectiveness, and economy in organizing activities, and provisions in statutory regulations, agreements, or contract. Third, audit with specific objectives. Conditions to be assessed are certain conditions that need to be convinced, while criteria are certain criteria that have been set, agreed, or enforced, and provisions in statutory regulations, agreements, or contracts. Next, how the conclusions of the audit. First, financial audit. The audit conclusions on the financial audit is in the form of an accountant's opinion on the fairness of the presentation of the financial statements as a whole in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. As we know, there are four types of accountant's opinion: unqualified opinion, qualified opinion, adverse opinion, and disclaimer of opinion. Second, performance audit. Audit conclusions on the performance audit could be the level of efficiency, effectiveness, and economy of organizing activities, level of compliance with the provisions in the law and regulations, agreements, or contracts, and level of achievement of performance targets. Third, audit with specific objectives. Audit conclusions on the audit with specific objectives could be the level of conformity with certain criteria that have been set or enforced, level of compliance with the provisions in the law and regulations, agreements, or contracts, or indication of financial losses. For example, if we conduct investigative audit of cases suspected of corruption. Next is a summary of our discussion regarding the audit. So in brief, the audit is assessment of a condition using certain criteria. The table shows the relationship between conditions, criteria, conclusions, and types of audit. Thank you for all. Bye.